Hey, it's Chaz and Michael Kelly Guitars. We're going to have a little more detailed look at our hybrid special model. Since this is a very unique model with a number of different tonal configurations, we get a lot of questions on this guitar. So what this video is designed to help answer some of those questions. And the first one is the type of strings and the gauge of strings that we recommend. The strings that this guitar ships with are 10 to 46 electric nickel round wound strings, which is very important. We get a lot of people ask us if they can use phosphor bronze or 80-20 acoustic strings. The answer to that is not exactly, because if you do, the magnetic pickups will not pick up the wound strings with the phosphor bronze winding. So it's very important that if you're going to use the magnetic pickups, that you use nickel wound strings. As far as the gauge goes, I mean, you're welcome to experiment. There might be some neck adjustments required, but 10 to 46 is what they ship with. We also get questions from time to time in regards to restringing the hybrid special. As you know, it has an acoustic style bridge, but it does string through the body, which is what you normally do not see on acoustics, of course. But strings are fed through the back side of the body and then come through the little holes in the top of the bridge, and then you string as normal from there. One thing to keep in mind, as with all acoustics, since this saddle does come out, it might be a good idea to change your strings one at a time to make sure that saddle doesn't come loose on one side or completely fall out. One other question we get a lot, whether or not this can run to 1 amp or 2 amp, but the answer is both. The output is wired so that if you use a single mono cable, regular standard instrument cable, you can plug into one sound source, such as an amplifier or a single channel on a mixing board, and you can switch from the acoustic to the electric settings, or both, and it will work on your single mono input sound source. Or the most versatile way of running this is kind of what we're doing here. You can see I have a stereo cable coming out, and then which Y is on the other end. This actually goes to 2 amplifiers, so you can send the acoustic signal to a different amp or channel, if you will, than you do on your electric pickups. One thing to keep in mind, though, as with any time that you're using 2 amplifiers with one guitar, you may run into some ground issues, which would require a ground lift on one of the amps. I guess what I'm saying is, if you run into a ground loop, it's not necessarily the guitar, it's the way the 2 amps are wired. So now let's get into how this guitar sounds in each individual setting. Okay, so we're going to start with the magnetic pickups, which is this 3-way switch push forward, and I'm going to have the bridge pickup on, which, to get to that, we have our pickup selector switch down, and we are in full humbucking mode. This is your volume for your magnetic pickups. So down is full humbucking. We'll get more into coil tapping here in a second. So here we go. Bridge pickup, humbucking. Okay. Now I'm going to switch our 3-way pickup selector to the center, and we have both pickups in humbucking. Again, just the magnetics, not the acoustic bridge. Okay, continuing on, we're going to go to our neck pickup, full humbucking. Okay, now in each one of those 3 configurations we just did, we can do the same with coil tapping both pickups, which is achieved by pulling up on your master volume for your magnetic pickups, which is right here. And I'll kind of run through all 3 pretty quickly. Here's the bridge coil tap. Here's both pickups coil tapped. And here's the neck pickup coil tapped. Okay, that winds up the magnetic pickup settings. Now what I'm going to do is switch this three-way switch to position 1. This turns on the Fishman preamp and pickup here, so we get nice acoustic sound. And this becomes your master volume for the acoustic bridge. Okay, in the center, this switch turns back on the magnetic pickups with the acoustic bridge. And incidentally, you can have any combination of magnetic pickup setting that we had earlier. You can coil tap these, you can have deck pickup on by itself, you can have bridge pickup on by itself, or you can have the two all combined with the acoustic bridge. And then since you have a volume control over each, you can have one up a little higher, and the possibilities are just endless with this setup. So I'm just going to kind of run through some settings of both the magnetic and the acoustic pickups together. So the last knob that we have yet to mention is the master tone control that controls only the magnetic pickups. It does not control the tone of the acoustic bridge. So if I roll this all the way off, you lose all your high end, which is pretty typical on electric guitar tone controls, so you get more of this type of sound. Real bassy, no high end at all, but that's kind of a cool setting for blending in or bringing in the acoustic bridge, which is very bright. So you get kind of this type of sound. And that winds up pretty much all the pickup settings in the Hybrid Special. But since you have two master volumes and a master tone, I mean, the possibilities are pretty endless. So I invite you to experiment and come up with your own sounds, and let us know how it works for you. For more videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or click here to visit michaelkellyguitars.com.